Part 1. The Wounded Creature. Engineer Marcus Cole was knee-deep in coolant fluid when he first heard the whimpering. The maintenance tunnels beneath New Terra's orbital docks were no place for any living thing. Just a maze of pipes, flickering lights, and the occasional scurrying maintenance bot. Yet, there it was. A soft, pained sound like a wounded animal. Marcus wiped grease from his hands and followed the noise. Around a bent heat exchanger, he found it. A small, reptilian-looking creature, no bigger than a house cat, with iridescent scales and one wing bent at an unnatural angle. Its golden eyes locked onto his, wide with fear. "What the hell are you doing down here?" Marcus muttered. The creature hissed weakly, trying to back away, but its injured wing dragged uselessly. Marcus hesitated. He wasn't a biologist, and he sure as hell didn't know what kind of alien this was, but leaving it to die in a maintenance shaft didn't sit right with him. "All right, little guy. Let's get you patched up." Part 2. The Fix. Back in his cramped quarters, Marcus cleaned the wound as best he could. The creature, now wrapped in a spare thermal blanket, watched him warily. Its scales shimmered under the dim light, shifting from blue to green like some exotic deep-sea fish. "You're not from around here, are you?" Marcus said, carefully splinting the broken wing with a strip of plasteel and adhesive tape. The creature flinched but didn't bite him. Progress. He fed it scraps of synth meat from his rations, which it devoured with surprising enthusiasm. By the third day, it was hopping around his quarters, though its wing wasn't fully healed yet. Then the alarms blared. "All personnel report to Docking Bay 7. Immediate security lockdown." Marcus groaned. "Great. What now?" Part 3. The Royal Guard. Docking Bay 7 was chaos. A squad of armored aliens, tall, regal, with silver crests running down their skulls, stood in formation, scanning the crowd with cold precision. Their leader, a woman with piercing violet eyes and a flowing cape, spoke in a voice that cut through the noise. "The Zarithi has been stolen. A creature of sacred importance to our people. We will recover it." Marcus's blood ran cold. "Whoa, no way." He slipped back to his quarters, heart pounding. The little creature perked up when he entered, chirping happily. "You're a royal pet," Marcus hissed. "Are you kidding me?" The Zarithi, apparently that was its name, tilted its head, oblivious to his panic. Part 4. The Choice. Marcus knew the rules. Find an alien artifact, or in this case, a living royal treasure, and you turned it in immediately. But something gnawed at him. The Zarithi wasn't just some lost trinket. It had trusted him. And those royal guards didn't look like the forgiving type. What if they thought he had stolen it? "All right," he muttered. "We do this smart." He rigged up a makeshift carrier from a tool satchel, letting the Zarithi nestle inside. Then he took the back corridors toward the diplomatic sector. If he could just get the little guy back where it belonged without getting shot, maybe this would all work out. Part 5. The Confrontation. He almost made it. Then a guard rounded the corner. "Halt!" The alien's weapon snapped up. Marcus froze. The Zarithi poked its head out of the satchel and let out a happy trill. The guard's eyes widened. You have the Zarithi." Before Marcus could explain, more guards swarmed in. Then she arrived, the princess herself. Up close, she was even more intimidating. Her gaze locked onto the creature, then onto Marcus. "You!" Her voice was ice. "Explain." Marcus swallowed. "I found it hurt. Fixed it up. Was just trying to return it." The princess studied him for a long, terrifying moment. Then, to his shock, she knelt and extended a hand. The Zarithi chirped and nuzzled against her fingers. Her stern expression softened. You healed it. Marcus nodded. Yeah. Didn't know what it was, just couldn't leave it. The princess stood. Then you have the gratitude of the Vathari Dominion. Part 6. The Reward. Marcus expected a pat on the back, maybe a credit bonus. What he got was an invitation to the royal flagship. Turns out, the Zarithi wasn't just a pet. It was a sacred companion, bonded to the royal family for generations. Losing it had been a diplomatic disaster. You acted with honor, the princess said, as they stood on the ship's observation deck. A rare trait among your people. Marcus shrugged. Just did what anyone would have. She smiled, the first he'd seen from her. No. You did what few would. Then she offered him something unexpected. A place among her retinue. A human, serving the Vathari court. Marcus hesitated. He was just a dock worker. But as he looked at the Zarithi, now perched happily on the princess's shoulder, he realized something. Maybe it was time for a change. Epilogue. 3 cycles later, Marcus Cole, former maintenance engineer, stood at the princess's side as her appointed liaison to humanity. The Zarithi, fully healed, still visited him often, curling up in his lap during long diplomatic meetings. And when the historians wrote of the first human to earn the trust of the Vathari, they would tell the story of a man who helped a wounded creature, without ever realizing he was saving a princess's most cherished companion. Because sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness changed the course of the stars.